You space bastard! You killed my pan!
Alright, it's been a while since I've done a movie review. I got quite a few lined up that I need to do. So I'll start with this one. I saw this quite a while ago, Chopping Mall from 1986. And this is a pretty cult level horror movie from the 80s. And one of the reasons, well, the reason I really wanted to see it was because obviously I like movies. You're watching a video review for movies. I like movies. I like movie poster art. You can probably see a couple behind me. There's one from The Big Lebowski. And also really like music. And one of the things that kind of ties all three of those together nicely is kind of a recent renaissance or revolution. A lot of companies are starting to put out, well, I guess I should say like music on vinyl. I've been collecting vinyl too. And a couple companies have started to release movie soundtracks on vinyl with really good art. A lot of the same people that do movie poster art, like one back here, will do the art for the soundtracks, the vinyl soundtracks. So it kind of combines the three things that I like very nicely. So movies, music, music on vinyl, and really good poster art, kind of all combined. So I have a couple I just want to show you real quick as examples. So there's a couple companies that are kind of leading the way in this. Mondo is a company that does a lot of movie posters. They're really big on that, kind of one of the first companies that did that. And so they do vinyl soundtrack releases as well. So I got one here. See that? It's for Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween. There's the back. So Mondo is one of the companies that has been producing vinyl soundtracks. Another really good one is a British company, Death Waltz Records. And they do a lot of Carpenter releases as well. This is one for They Live. It's kind of glossy, so reflection there. Here's a good one. The back. They Live, Death Waltz Records, they're really good. And then one of the newer companies is Waxwork Records. And it was their first release for Reanimator. It's really good. I like this one. So this is their first release, and a lot of these come on like colored vinyl. This one's green. I won't pull it out. But anyways, long story short, the reason I got interested in Chopping Mall was because Waxwork Records was going to be releasing the soundtrack for it. And the cover art was really cool. It's really good by a really good artist. And so I was really interested in it because, I really would have liked to have the soundtrack. But I hadn't seen the movie, so kind of make it a point to not buy a vinyl soundtrack of a movie unless I had seen it and liked it. So I kind of put this on my list so I could check out the movie, see if I liked it before buying the vinyl. And so the movie, like I said, it's like a cult horror movie. It's a very B grade. It's nothing fancy, super independent, really small scale. And basically the plot is it's pretty much Dawn of the Dead with killer robots instead of zombies. That's the best way to think of it, and that's pretty much explains it. There's a group of kids. I guess they're probably late teens, early 20s. So late high school, early college. A couple of them work in the mall. There's a couple groups of guys. There's a group of guys. There's a group of girls. And then there's like some friends that are coming into the mall. And they're going to have a party. The guys work at like a furniture store, and they're going to have a party in there. They're all just going to drink and get promiscuous with each other. And the movie opens with there's kind of like a salesman on stage, and they're trying to sell these robots to protect and guard the mall when it's closed. And so there's 3 of these robots and 1 on each level of the mall, and they're going to go around to patrol at night to make sure there's no intruders. And will take semi-deadly force if they find an intruder, and everybody that's in the mall will have a badge, so workers that are there after closing hours and stuff like that. That's the plot with the robots. And what sets everything off is the top of the building gets struck by lightning. That's where this giant computer is that controls all the robots. They get struck by lightning, and so they start to kind of go haywire. and go rogue. And the kids are, the group's fine, pretty much. They're in the store, so the robots actually go by them a couple times, and they don't really bug them because as long as you're in the store, it's fine. But then one guy gets, sent out to get some cigarettes, and he's out there, and the robot comes and says, "I need to see your badge," and he shows it to him, but it's not reading it. It's kind of like RoboCop with Ed 209, not recognize the code or whatever, and so the robot kills this guy, and that sets off the rest of the kids. Start freaking out, and they're all running around, and it just becomes survive these killer robots. And it's pretty funny because how bad it is. Some of the death scenes are actually funnier than I thought they would be. It's a death scene, so it shouldn't be really funny, but it's just kind of like they're just kind of goofy. I thought that was entertaining. But the acting is horrible. It's really, really bad. The writer, director is Jim Wynorski. He hasn't done anything. None of the actors or anything like that are recognizable at all. They do this really weird acting when they get injured. Weird injury acting. You can never tell what part of a person is injured. It's like they'll get shot in the leg or something, in the right leg, but then they're limping and holding their other leg, or it's just really weird. You're never quite sure where this person got injured. If they fell weird, did they hurt their arm, or is it like their back? I thought that was funny. I was like, I can never tell where these people are injured after getting chased by these very non-intimidating robots. The poster makes it look, horrific. There's this robot claw arm thing, but when you actually watch the movies, they're just it's just like a giant trash can, with I don't even know, trash can with a weird lid on it. They're not intimidating, so it's kind of funny. Unfortunately, it's not in that level of it's so bad that it's good. It's not just like end-to-end hilarity just because of how awful it is. It's not like The Room or Birdemic or Miami Connection or anything like that. Those really good bad movies. It just kind of flounders in the middle. So I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. If you're interested, it's just kind of one of those cult 80s horror movies. Nothing great. Shouldn't be on the top of your list or anything like that. I was really hoping it would be something like The Night of the Creeps. That's a movie from 1986, and I remember I saw that in the theater, not when it came out, but just recently, a year ago or so, and I had no expectations about that, and I was like, okay, this could be, one of those good bad movies from the 80s, and that ended up being actually really, really good. I was hoping this would be similar, and it wasn't. But, so yeah, I don't have a sign-up or anything like that, so, alright, that's it.